Campaign season is getting underway. Yes, sir. Let's go. Go. Cut it. Cut right. Panther Nation. Let's go. Let's get it. Yo. The season approaching. Yo. We're ready and broke. Another year we getting ready so we can compete for a trophy. The media paying attention. They watch us close. I see you. We putting the entire world in the NFL on notice. We got a quarterback ready for war. He's not a pretender. The running back MVP caliber NFL second defenders. Receivers and fast the Olympic sprinters is capable of winners. Mixed with excellent coaches, you know we are contenders. Defense, shit ain't hit hard. Front seven, that's the hit squad. I advise you not to throw a deep because of these records you can pick on. Come in the bank of America Stadium, you better be at your best. Taking it slightly, you know we ain't playing because we go straight for that. We ain't trying to talk, we ain't even trying to congregate. Beat us on the field, beat us on the line, beat us in the trenches, watch us dominate. Doors open and screaming fans in the pack house, yeah, we back in the bank. Yeah, we back in the bank. Yeah, we back in the bank. Shout out to coaches and general managers, shout out to owners. They got the vision and recipe. The Super Bowl is the destiny. One time for the O-line. Bright lights, yeah, showtime. The first four championship is underway. Baby, let's go time. In the Bank of America Stadium, you better be at your best. You better be at your best. You better be at your best. Taking us lightly, you know we ain't playing. We coming hard straight at your chest. We coming straight at your neck. Y'all gonna show us respect. Y'all already know what time it is, man. Carolina Panthers, 2K21. Season. It's here. Let's go. Panther Nation, load up. We going all the way this year. Let's go. Cut it, cut, run, jump.
All right, what up? Man, everybody, first of all, that song, Cut It Cut Right, shout out to him, man. The home dog. They have played him already in the stadium at FanFest and stuff. They need to have him for a home game this season. Definitely Cam's return this season. I would love for him to be at that game. But this is the Three Panthers Amigo podcast with myself, the big bro Kendall Francis. What's up, man?
What's going on?
And then my other brother from another mother. Y'all thought it was funny business, but we always on Panther business. CPG, what's up, man?
What's good, y'all?
So a lot of Panther news. It's been a long time since y'all seen, the Panther brothers coming together to talk about Panther news, especially with my boy Kendall. We only get him to come out, so many times, you know what I'm saying? But hopefully we'll have him more around this season with this podcast. So let's go back a little bit. We about to get to training camp, but before we get there, let's talk about this draft, man. In the first round, who wanted Justin Fields?
I did.
You wanted Justin Fields over JC?
Yeah, I did.
Kind of, you was in the middle.
Yeah. I wouldn't have been mad if we got him, basically.
That's true. And honestly, when the clock came up, that's what I was thinking. I said, hey.
That's what they were saying when we came on the clock. They were like, Panthers could take Fields here.
Right.
Yeah, I definitely thought was probably the direction we was gonna go. Even though I felt like he should have went even higher than 8, but he not only went past us, he made it down all the way to Chicago.
Right.
So I don't know what the teams felt like or didn't feel like that he had. But I know we were pretty high on J.C. Horn. Now, let me talk about this. The Panthers Confidential video, did y'all both watch it?
Yeah, I did.
About the draft?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, some people were saying that they felt like, they paused, this age. They paused and it was kind of like, oh, well, Justin Fields was a name on the list. But they still just went with J.C. Horn. Did y'all kind of see that what I'm talking about? When somebody kind of tried, when they was looking at the board with the names of who they was interested in, somebody kind of like froze it and was like, isn't that Justin Fields' name?
Well, when I seen it, it didn't look like they had any quarterbacks on their board.
Okay, yeah, it didn't live, but like I said, you know, our technology age, that's all they care about is creeping on stuff, and they kind of froze. It was like, that looks sort of like Justin Fields' name.
Right.
But I'm not mad at the J.C. Horn pick. I did like him over Surtain, who went the pick after the Denver.
Right.
Yep.
So I prefer J.C. Horn to Patrick Surtain. So everybody think he's gonna be a day one starter.
Easy.
Horn.
You talking about Horn, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I agree, especially with we probably not gonna have AJ Boye for the beginning of the season.
Yeah, I think he had like a 2-game suspension due to some PEDs or something that happened in Denver.
Yeah, so I definitely think he'll be a starter. But I'm not mad at that rotation with Dante trying to get his money this year, J.C. Horn and AJ Boye as the top 3 corners.
Right.
I was thinking maybe they was gonna put D-Jack at nickel, but from everything I'm hearing, AJ Boye is probably gonna be the nickel.
I got a sleeper for y'all. Keith Taylor. Watch him.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about him later on in the draft, but I know they really loved him from the Senior Bowl. For anybody who's not a Panther fan and didn't know, a couple of the guys we drafted was from the Senior Bowl. Keith Taylor was on our team at the Senior Bowl.
David Moore.
We not David Moore. Deontay Brown was at the Senior Bowl too, wasn't he?
Yep.
So that was 3. Well, Shaw Smith was at the Senior Bowl.
The running back Hubbard.
Hubbard was at the Senior Bowl. Okay, well then a lot of picks of ours was, because I think Fletcher was too, wasn't he?
I think so. That's crazy.
So I mean, that's the upside of being at the Senior Bowl is you looking at those guys for a full week, 2 weeks, and watching how they practice. You know some of their practice habits, what they like, how they like, what it takes for them to understand stuff. So I think we went off of that knowledge. So the second round, we went Terrence Marshall. I know some people want us to go tackle at that point. What position did y'all think we were going to go in the second round?
O-line.
Yeah.
Which I know we traded we traded to let the Bears take Telvin Jenkins.
Then we traded again.
Yeah,
we did a lot of trading. We got that from Fitterer brought that from Seattle.
Right.
Yeah, as long as he didn't trade out the first round, because then
Yeah.
Because Seattle would do that. Seattle would trade out the first round for like 2 second rounders or something like that. I'd have been pissed if he did that in the first round. But we took Terrence Marshall, the receiver out of LSU.
I'm not mad at that.
Not at all. If he could stay
Not
healthy.
mad about that. Yeah. Because he already knows Joe Brady, how he likes to run his offense. So,
and he's already been productive. And what I really liked about Terrence Marshall when I watched him is, one, you were productive when you weren't the lead guy. When you was there with Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson, you were productive. And even when you became the man last year, you was by yourself. You didn't have Joe Burrow, the star quarterback. He still was put up numbers. So that's what I really like, is you showed out when you was the man, and you showed out when you was like the number 3 receiver.
I just hope he can stay healthy. That's my only thing.
I think if everybody's healthy, man, Terrace, Robbie, DJ, CMC, that's some crazy weapons right there.
Yeah.
It's crazy speed. Because Terrace, for anybody who doesn't know that, we went really high off of that. What's that score? The AES score, where they test your athleticism for your position. Almost everybody that we drafted was really, really high. I think it started getting a little bit lower when we got to. I think Deontay Brown was the worst, but you don't draft Deontay Brown because you want him to be athletic. You draft Deontay Brown because you want him to tear people's head off.
Right. He's gonna be key in goal line situations.
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
Yeah, but everybody else was sort of. I know towards the beginning of the draft, everybody was 9s, 8s. I think Davion Nixon was maybe a little bit lower than everybody else too. No, his was high too. But in the third round, we finally got. I mean, from the talks that we've been having, we don't know what position he's gonna be. Brady Christensen, I've heard some people say he's going to try to be a tackle. He's going to try to be a guard. Maybe he could be a future at center. What did y'all think about Brady Christensen, and what position do you think he's going to play?
Go ahead.
CPG.
I mean, I wasn't mad at the pick. I don't think it's a bad pick. I'd like him to play guard, but
Same.
we'll see what Matt Rule wants to do with him.
So just a quick little sidebar, I guess, for each of y'all, with Kendall going first, what would your ideal day one offensive line look like?
The starting five, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh fuck, you put me on the spot. Well, of course, the right tackle, you got to go Taylor Moton. Right guard, I don't know. If Dennis Daly can stay healthy, maybe. Matt Paradis at center. Left guard, I'm gonna give it to Christensen. And then tackle Cam Irving. That's ooh.
Cam Irving.
Yeah, you got to, man.
I mean, if you saw the interviews, I know right now he feels like he's in the driver's seat for the left tackle position. That's why I'm kind of hoping Brady can go right there.
But then who you gonna plug in at left guard?
I would maybe rather go Eflin.
I don't like him either, but
if I'm gonna be weak, I don't know if I necessarily want to be weak at left tackle. But I do feel like PFF stretched that with that whole Brady Christensen didn't give up no sacks, no pressure, whatever they put out after the draft. That was cap.
Right.
4-man rush, shout out to them. They kind of came back with the tape that showed that wasn't true. CPG, what would your ideal day week one starting offensive line look like?
That's what I was sitting here thinking about the whole time, man. I feel like I gotta agree with your boy K. Francis on this one.
Okay, so you're saying Irvin, Christensen, Paradis, Daly, Moton.
Yeah, it's hard to argue that at the moment.
Even though, I mean, at one point they were saying they're still making Moton work out as a left tackle as well.
Right.
But I don't know. I kind of feel like you want to let your dominance be dominant. So you don't want to make a dominant right tackle an average left tackle.
Right.
Yeah.
And we know with Ron's lies, you don't want to don't put somebody just because they left-handed at left tackle like they tried to do with Byron Bell. Remember when they committed to that?
Man.
He sucked that right tackle, but he was going to be a good left tackle because he was left-handed.
Right. Stupid.
They tried to sell him so hard.
But Ron just used to say some stupid. Nate Chandler was going to go from being a defensive tackle
to an offensive lineman.
Tackle. Like,
Yeah.
they used to feed us some lies, boy.
What we gonna do with Greg Little?
I want to give Greg Little. I'm not off to Greg Little. Me and CPG was talking about that before you joined in the background. I haven't given up on Greg Little. Maybe it's because I've got an autograph from him. And I haven't necessarily given up on Will Greer.
Oh no, I gave up on him a long time ago, bro.
And I told CPG, I was at Will Greer's rookie year training camp.
Right.
And he pumped fake 3-4 times on a screen pass, and I said, "Oh, he's not ready. He not ready." When you got to pump fake 3 times on a screen pass, don't check him in. And even in I don't know if y'all seen that video that they showed from the mini camp. A lot of them picks that the defense was getting was off of him and PJ.
Right. And they were blaming Sam. A lot of people were saying it was Sam, but it really wasn't. It was the backups.
Yeah, it was. I think Sam was only in one of them. The rest, and that was a deflection. The rest of them was PJ and Will Greer.
That's the scary part about this O-line. If Sam go down, we gotta deal with that. Woo. We gotta deal with PJ Walker and fucking Will Greer.
Yeah, which the surprising part of last year is what technically PJ was quarterback 2 all year. Even when Teddy didn't play, PJ got the start over Will Greer.
Right.
Maybe it's because Will Greer be looking good in them workout videos.
That's about it. It's tough.
When they even this offseason when they was working out the offseason, he throwing some accurate. Oh, Will Green, that's you. Uh,
Tell him when he goes out on the field, just pretend it's a workout video.
exactly. So then the next pick after Brady Christensen was tight end / fullback / H-back / everything. Tommy Tremble out of Notre Dame. CPG, how do you feel about that pick?
I actually like that pick
That was one of my
because
favorite picks.
for a while it looked like Ian Thomas was never going to get to that next level, but from what I hear, he looks good so far.
Now, that's
But
what I'm tired
we'll
of.
see.
He always looks good in the off season, and then never do nothing. So we used to this, you know.
Exactly. He's been supposedly coming on since Greg Olsen was still here. Greg Olsen done played for another team, retired, winning what? He's gonna be in the Panther Ring of Honor or whatever we call it. And Ian Thomas still hasn't showed up. I'm kind of tired of waiting on dude.
Yeah, I'm ready to move on too.
But I think as far as at the beginning, I feel like Tommy Tremble will sort of take over that. He'll be a mixture of Chris Manhurst and Alex Armour. I don't think we'll necessarily see Tommy Tremble catching a lot of passes, at least to start with, but he's going to be in there for blocking purposes.
Right.
Next pick after that was, according to Matt Rule, his wife kind of threatened him to make the pick. It was Chuba Hubbard. Former 2,000-yard running back, was banged up last year. Me personally, I mean, maybe I'm selfish, but if I run for 2,000 yards, I'm not coming back.
Right.
I love the team. I love all you guys. The NFL's calling my name. I'm out. Because you can, I mean, like now, you messed up your draft stock. If you come out after a 2,000-yard year, you're probably gonna go higher than the 4th round. But you go back, you get hurt, you get banged up, your stats, your numbers look lower. Now everybody's questioning you going in the 4th round, which I mean, it worked out for us, but kind of hurt his pockets. Kendall, how did you feel about the pick?
I felt like we could have went offensive line again, because this man is not going to really play much. Christian's coming back off of an injuries-led season, and he probably won't miss a game this season coming up. So I don't see what was the point of the pick.
So you think even with Mike Davis,
if Christian never got hurt, Mike Davis would have never played.
You're right, but that's it's always that balance. It's always that balance. No. This is what I mean. It's always that balance of the fan base of, we want CMC on the field because he makes plays, he does this, he does that. And then it's the other side who's like, well, if you play him every play, he's going to get banged up. He's not going to be able to finish his contract. He's not the biggest running back in the world. So, I mean, maybe you have to find that balance, or maybe you have to come up with situations with as good as McCaffrey is a route runner that you have 2 running backs on the field.
Right, but look at our offense. Christian can be a decoy now. He don't have to touch the ball. We got so many weapons on offense, so it's pick your poison with us this season. I can just see it now.
Yeah, CPG, how do you feel about the pick?
Chuba Hubbard, I basically think CMC 2.0.
I agree.
So I think it's like we adding so much speed and versatility to the offense. It's kind of like a pick your poison for opposing defenses.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
You're going to get burned one way or another.
Right.
If CMC was to get banged up with Chuba, you don't have to change your offense.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, fingers crossed that he doesn't. But if he did, you don't have to change your offense. You can run the same offense with Chuba Hubbard in there, which I don't think you could necessarily do. Even though he wasn't a bad pass catcher, I don't think you can totally do that with Mike Davis.
True.
With the next pick in the 5th round, we went with Davion Nixon, a defensive tackle that had a wide range of. Some people thought he was a 2nd round pick, and some people thought you know, he was going to drop in the draft. CPG, how did you feel about the Davion Nixon pick?
To be honest with you, before we drafted him, I didn't really know much about him. So I'm interested in seeing how that goes. Maybe he can make a name, stand out in training camp.
Yeah,
It's harder to sell me on those later round draft picks unless it's like a really good player.
gotcha.
Right.
Kendall, how did you feel about the pick?
I agree with CPG. I didn't know who Davion Nixon was either. So when we picked him, I just had to watch him film. And he looked pretty decent. I did notice he did have some off the field issues, so maybe that's why he slid. So
Yeah, that
hopefully,
can drop in the draft.
yeah, hopefully he's behind that and he can come in and be part of the rotation.
Now, the highlight that I will ask y'all, did y'all see that meme Juki had?
The interception.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
He looked pretty nimble for a defensive tackle. And we do know that Matt Rule is willing to put young guys in the rotation because we saw that last year with a pick even later in Bravion Roy.
right.
What, Bravion Roy was what, 7th round?
6.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think 6th.
And he did play for Matt Rule at Baylor, but that just shows that they are willing to put young guys in the rotation.
Yeah, they played that corner we drafted in the 7th round a lot too.
Stanley Thomas Oliver.
Yeah.
Yeah, I seen Cat Crave doing a kind of what are your expectations for him next year, and I was like, maybe cut. But shout out to Stanley Thomas Oliver because I don't want to limit us. If you ever want to come on the show, big dog, we appreciate of it. But the next pick, Double T Sports, what's up, man? Appreciate you tuning into the podcast. The next pick was Keith Taylor, who Kendall Francis mentioned earlier. So we know that you really mess with him. Cornerback Washington. And to me, this pick kind of showed that we wanted to get better on third down. That was our biggest issue with the secondary last year and the defense as a whole, is that we couldn't get off the field on third downs. I think we were one of the worst in the league. But Keith Taylor is sort of like J.C. Horn, but not as athletic. But he's a get-in-your-face press type of corner. CBG, did you have any thoughts on Keith Taylor?
No, I liked what he said about it earlier. I think he's a sleeper.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, I feel like this cornerback room is going to be very competitive.
He might even move over to safety. He could play safety too. Keep that in mind.
At that free?
Yeah.
Or you gonna move Chin to free and put him at strong?
Nah, I want to see what Chen does in strong safety, and I want to see if Keith Taylor can take over free safety or stay at corner. We got options this year, man.
Yeah, we actually gonna have even just rotational wise, we'll have backups that we're not scared to put on the field.
Exactly.
The next pick was the big boy out of Alabama, Deontay Brown, the mauler, man. And I'm always down for taking Alabama offensive linemen because we know they're a large part of the success that Nick Saban and Bama has. But CPG, what was your thoughts on Deontay Brown?
When I first seen it, I was like, we actually drafted an Alabama player, because it seems like we don't do it barely. But when I seen it was an offensive lineman, I was like, thank God, dude. Alabama puts out good offensive linemen, man. We need it desperately.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Kendall, what was your thoughts on Deontay Brown?
Big man, bro. Just a monster. Just a monster.
He's
bro.
huge, man.
I could see us in red zone situations, and we just giving Christian, Chuba, any running back we got, Tommy Trimble, fullback or whatever, and just go up the gut. Easy score every time. Just running behind big 65. I think that's his number. Is he 65?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, just running right behind him.
Alex, I don't know if in the league.
That's how I see. He's just a big monster, man.
Yeah.
If he can work on his conditioning, he's gonna be a solid piece for us.
That's what I would have said. And I like that's why he dropped in the draft or went that low in the draft. Is I think a lot of people are concerned: is he going to be able to keep up with his weight,
Right.
or is he going to be sort of Zion eating burgers and stuff, man?
I would have said Kelvin Benjamin, but we'll leave that alone.
Well, Kelvin was eating more than burgers. He was eating buffets every day. I made a joke the other day. I said that's part of why he probably had to live with Cam was because Cam had to make sure he didn't eat himself to death.
Man, facts.
But shout out to Kelvin getting his chance in New York. Do you think? I guess. Besides when we play, we don't need you.
Nothing.
We don't need you jumping in the stands like he did in the preseason game. Remember he did that?
Yeah.
He played Buffalo. He scored the preseason.
Yeah.
Yep. That was the same game he didn't want to shake Cam's hand, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The next pick, probably one of my favorite picks out of this draft was I don't want to say his first name wrong. How you say his first name?
Shy. I just say Shy.
I thought it was Shy. Shy Smith.
Shy Smith, the wide receiver out of South Carolina. And I personally feel like he's the better version of Damiere Byrd. But what's your thoughts on him, Kendall?
Oh, I like it. That's another sleeper we're gonna have. I don't think he's gonna see the field that much this season. I think he's gonna make his impact on special teams this year. You
think he'll be a returner?
Yeah.
Because I think him and Chuba might be the returners.
Yeah, I think Shy's gonna be either punt or kick return.
Yeah, CPG, what's your thoughts?
I agree completely, man. I do. I think Shy has got a little bit of dog in him, and we haven't had a receiver like that in a minute.
Yep.
Yeah, and I
like that.
No, him and JC are very competitive, even though they are friends and went to the same school. But my surprise of the draft would be maybe he can be receiver 3 early.
Damn.
Maybe it takes Terrence Marshall a little bit longer to get healthy.
I didn't think about that. They did say they was gonna take it slow.
I mean, if Terrace does end up being injury prone, I think Shy will shine in that third receiver role.
Yeah, because I feel like he can do a lot of stuff. Not even just Damiere used to do, but that Curtis Samuel used to do.
Yeah.
You can hand him the jet sweep. You can throw him a little screen pass and see what he can get out of it. Because it took Curtis a minute, to become Curtis. And I feel like the biggest thing with Curtis was that he had to change his body. If you see Curtis, like his rookie year, he was built more like a running back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I feel like when he transitioned fully to receiver, he kind of changed his body.
Right.
The next pick, I know a lot of people were mad at, but the long snapper, Thomas Fletcher. And CPG said we usually don't go Alabama guys, but we went 2 this year. So CPG, what's your thoughts on taking a long snapper?
Well, JJ Jansen's not getting any younger. He might as well learn from him before he retires.
So you're willing to keep 2 long snappers on the roster this year?
I would say at least let him go through training camp and then cut JJ probably.
Okay.
He's like, isn't JJ like in his 40s or late 30s
like
or something?
44, I think.
Yeah, I thought he was 44.
That's his jersey number.
No, I think okay. Bro, y'all
no, hold on. We gotta figure this out. How old is JJ Jansen?
That's crazy. He's the same age as his jersey.
I know that.
He's 35. He's 35. He's 35.
Oh Lord, I done aged the man. I did know that, but
we were thinking of his jersey number. That's what it was.
Wow.
Okay, but 35 is a little bit older to be in the league, and we are already the youngest team. So if we cut JJ Jansen, our average would be even lower.
When you watch the Panther Confidential thing, you could see they look sold on him. Like when you see how excited he was when they called him.
Yeah.
It sounded like they want to move on. And because, they've just been, it's been a fucking infusion of youth. Excuse my language. It's been an infusion of youth this off season. We got to be the youngest, if not one of the youngest teams in the league right now.
Yeah, we are the youngest team in the league, and that's why I said our average would get even lower if you cut JJ Jansen. And I don't think you want to waste your regular season roster having two long snappers. But
No.
JJ Jansen has been so perfect that I don't want the rookie to make a mistake.
Right.
I don't want none of those rookie jitters. It's been a long time since we had to worry about, a snap being messed up on a putt or a snap being messed up on a field goal. And I'm not necessarily sure I'm ready to go to that.
Yeah, that's the only thing I worry about.
I don't think I'm ready to move on from Jackson just yet.
Yeah,
I don't know. They might end up putting him on the practice squad for now.
That's what I was thinking. Practice squad him. But
yeah,
then you got to worry about somebody.
As long as JJ's still killing it, I don't see a reason to stop that.
You got to worry about the team.
JJ has the perfect snaps, and he be making tackles sometimes too on special teams.
True.
Yeah, JJ's a good special teams player for sure.
Yeah.
But then the last pick of the draft, we go to that big boy line again, and we go Phil Hoskins. How did y'all feel about that pick, CPG?
Overall, I like the whole draft, so I'm not mad at any of these picks. I think we just adding depth. We're only getting better. At that point in the draft, we were only just getting better.
Right.
Yeah, you can always use rotational defensive tackles because them big boys tired sometimes.
I felt good about the depth we got in this draft.
Facts.
Kendall, how did you feel about Phil Hoskins?
To be honest with you, I turned the TV off after the 6th round.
Oh, still getting the notifications though.
Hold on.
Phil Hoskins, don't let him do you like that, bro. We need you to come on the show, and
man, I'm getting a phone call during the what the hell? Yeah, but I turned the draft off, man. So I didn't really care too much about the 7th round.
Okay. Free agent pickups. Some of them was, the big one was trading for Sam Darnold. But then we also had some other stuff. We signed AJ Boye. We signed Jones on the defensive tackle from Tennessee.
Hey, I gotta take this call.
That's crazy when the phone vibrates, his camera's vibrating.
Yeah.
That's trippy, man.
And that's why we got 3 amigos, so he can handle that phone call and we can talk. So what? AJ Boye, Dayton Jones, that defensive tackle, trading for Sam Darnold, signing Denzel Perryman, signing Hassan Reddick, signing Morgan Fox, signing Cam Irvin, signing Pat Eflin. How did you feel about our free agency and trades?
I feel like this is one of the best off seasons we've had in a long time, especially considering everybody's sleeping on us. Because look how many games we lost last season by 1 possession, man.
Yeah, I feel
and
like
a lot of it was because the offense just couldn't produce in the red zone and late in the 4th quarter. And I think
Bridgewater.
I think we've done a lot to fix that this offseason.
I agree, and this is one of the few off seasons where every move we was making made sense. It made sense. I could see it instantly why they did what they did. Okay, Whitehead didn't work, even though he was a Temple boy. We're gonna get this Denzel Perryman a $2 million backer so we can move Shaq back to the outside. Okay, Brian Burns emerging as a pass rusher. On the other side, you get Hassan Reddick. A lot of our free agents moves just made sense this year. Kendall, we got you back in the building.
Yeah, was I still in here while I was on the phone?
Yeah, you were just frozen. Man.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah, you were in here, frozen. We didn't hear nothing of what you was talking about.
It's basically a picture of you.
I was like,
but how did you feel about some of the free agency and trades?
I liked it. We had a phenomenal free agency. Hassan Reddick, Morgan Fox, Denzel Perriman. It was just I loved it. Adding quality pieces to this defense, which is why I'm wearing Jeremy Chin jersey because he's finna go crazy even more. So,
And how do y'all feel about him going back to safety a little bit more this year instead of being? I mean, I think he's still gonna be in the box, but he's gonna be more at safety than linebacker.
I think it's only going to make us better.
hmm I heard it wasn't gonna be permanent, like you said. So I'm good with it. It's gonna be bouncing.
I think that's why we're drafting a lot more athletic players than just position specific, because we can put them anywhere, wherever we need them, and as long as they're versatile like that.
Anybody else field, and you don't know what we're gonna line up in. We can make Hassan ready to put his hand in the dirt. We can put him at outside linebacker. We can put.
They've said that they kind of look for players that have that mentality. Like, I'll do anything as long as I get to be on the field.
I got a question for y'all.
Yeah,
I seen something yesterday on Panthers Bleacher Report. It was a guy talking about Shaq Thompson potentially going to safety. What y'all think about that?
For that? I think we're too late for that. He would have to change his body.
Like in certain packages, not permanently.
I didn't like what we did. When we tried to make him nickel cornerback, the nickel that one year.
Mm-hmm.
He was. I wasn't doing that.
I say keep him at linebacker.
Okay.
You would have to give him a chance to change his body, like with Thomas Davis. But Thomas Davis did it kind of the opposite way.
He went from safety to linebacker.
Yeah, I thought that dude was crazy. I was like, ain't no way. He been playing linebacker for pretty much his whole career.
What was crazy about TD was that the man tore the same ACL 3 times and came back better than he was.
Yep.
That man was built different.
Broke his arm in the NFC Championship game.
That's all I said.
Built different. That's keep pounding right there.
He was going to play the Super Bowl.
Facts.
That's what keep pounding means.
Disrespect you if you ever watch a podcast, but I mean, his wife and his daughter are both. They both are attractive women.
Hey, no comment. No comment.
But yeah, so just wanted to give a little thoughts about training camp, free agency. We know we got to get CPG off the work, so just wanted to give y'all a taste of what the Three Amigos podcast is going to be. Just 3 Panther fans, 3 Panther brothers, just sitting around talking about Panther football, talking about the games, breaking it down. And I know I can be inconsistent with stuff, but we're going to be consistent with this. Even if we just got to shoot it once a week, we ain't got to do too much. We ain't got to be trying to think of a whole bunch of crazy ideas. The 3 of us, we shoot the shit anyway, so might as well do it where everybody else can hear it.
Facts.
Yeah.
Because Kendall knows during the game, we be, oh, they do that. So, instead of kind of doing that, just putting it where everybody else can see. And we will be coming up with a channel for the 3 Panther Amigos podcast. We kind of waited till the last minute of the night, so we weren't able to do it tonight. But I have YouTube downloader, so this episode 1 will be on my channel as well for anybody who supports the Money Squad. So that's just the end of the show, man. It's good. Again, seeing y'all brothers, talking to y'all brothers. Kendall Francis, how can people reach you or keep up with your thoughts, or YouTube, Twitter, the spiel?
Yeah, I could be reached at YouTube./ I forgot my thing. K Francis on YouTube. I could be found on Instagram. I think it's Mr. Francis 1991, and that's it for now.
Okay, CPG, how can people keep up with you and your thoughts and your opinion?
Well, I got our Twitters down there on the bar scrolling.
Oh, that is my. I was like,
but my Instagram's also just Carolina Panthers guy, so y'all go check that out.
Gotcha.
So like you said, for me, my Twitter is on the bottom. YouTube is the same. I don't want y'all on my Instagram, so don't add me on Instagram. My Instagram is private. We want the thotties only. Don't we want the thotties and bodies only. But this is your boy, Mr. Team of 1993, Kendall Francis, CPG, the Three Panther Amigos podcast, and we're out.
Keep pounding.
Gotta hit it for him one time. Hold up. Let me put the keep pounding up on the screen so we can close this up.